Hi, my name is Caterina Rech and I am a texture artist and a graphic fluid artist. I am 31 and I am here to tell you more about me, Caterina Rech. If I had to describe my artwork in 3 words, they would be colourful, whimsical and definitely sparkly, because they are my favourite textures, sparkly textures, so anything glittery, pretty much know I'm going to want to do something with it. A texture artist is someone who sees things around them and is inspired in a different way than normal artists. I feel like it's really different to normal artwork, because ever since I fell in love with textures, I can't really go anywhere without seeing them. So I'll see a tree, I'll look at the sky, I'll go to a shopping centre, I'll go to a craft store, and I get so excited because I always take my camera or I always take my phone, and I get excited because all I can see is textures and the potential for those textures. So I think it's something people really don't think about. I know I never thought about it before I kind of discovered this, and it's something really different. So people might see, for example, a book, and they don't necessarily realise, they might see the pictures, they might think they're really pretty and things like that, but they don't necessarily realise that there's a texture to that background, or there's a texture to the clothing or anything like that. So it's something that's really different. It's something that people, just don't think of. And even everyday things like a logo, things like that, a lot of things like that are textured. So if you really pay attention, you'll notice a lot more art out there in places that you never really thought of. In the future, I am hoping that I can sell more paintings and also have my textures in more books, like the 2 that are here, Chicken Detectives and Chicken Divas by Lucinda Gifford. That was really, really exciting to be asked if my textures could be used in books, and it's amazing to go into a bookshop and look at a book and say that you created something that was in that book. And I also want to continue providing free artwork so people can use my textures, because at the moment, just on Deviant Art, which is where I started, I've got a little folder and it's got over 550 artworks that people have used my textures for. So I want to continue with that too. When people look at my art, I want them to almost be taken to that place. So in terms of, say, a watery ripple, I want people to be able to look at that ripple and be transported like they're seeing it at their beach or at their swimming pool. Maybe a leafy texture like they're at the park. even a grungy texture, what that kind of reminds them of, a parking garage or anything like that. And then really with my sparkly textures, which is what I love the most, anything that's kind of fantasy, whimsical, fun, fairy-like, that's really what I love. So I want you to be able to touch that ripple, feel like you're able to touch that ripple, or feel that grass on your fingers, or even look up at the sky and you can see the cloud in that texture. So it just really takes you to that place where the texture really comes from. And you see a sparkly texture, you can imagine that shine, you can imagine that glitter. So that's my hope, that people can almost feel what they're seeing. I wish more artists knew, including myself when I started, that you don't have to be perfect at the start, and you're not going to be perfect at the start. The more you do, the better you will get, and you might not feel that way depending on whatever you do. If you're painting, if you're drawing, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you will always get better, because I look at the textures I created at first and I think, oh my gosh, how did I put them up? How did I publish them for people to see? And I look through them and I can tell that I've gotten better over time. And it's not going to happen overnight, and you might not think it's going to happen, but it will happen. So practice, 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 because you will get better. I love everything to do with fantasy and mystery, so I'm going to have to go along with that genre. I also love gaming, so I'm going to take a page out of Zelda and say that my book would be called The Legend of Kiosk Textures of Time. And if people are wondering why kiosk and what that is, they'll also see it around my art as my username. It's got to do with Tintin, so if anyone knows about the adventures of Tintin, it is the Pharaoh's tomb that they are looking for in my favourite book, Cigars of the Pharaoh. People can go to my Deviant Art page, which is where it all began. So my username is Kiosk714, so it's KIHOSKH. And all of my textures are available there, and they are free to use for personal use. You can send me a message if you want to look into commercial use or anything like that, but it is free for people to use for their personal use. And you can also go to my Instagram page, which is Kiosk714, and my Facebook page, which is Caterina's Canvas Creations. I would tell any struggling artists out there to persevere. And one of the main things is, don't do your artwork because you want to become famous. Don't do it because it's going to make you famous. Don't do it because it's going to make you rich. Do it because it's something you can't not do. When you wake up in the morning, you think about it. When you go to bed, you think about pencils or paints or whatever your medium is. So if you love it, do it for that, not because of what it's going to get you. So if you're struggling to find motivation, you don't need hundreds and thousands of Facebook likes or Instagram likes. That stuff will come if you persevere with it. Take it slow. And don't expect too much too soon, because you never know when you're going to get a break. So just keep it up, keep practicing, keep drawing, keep doing whatever you do, and make your dreams come true.